Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, we are back at Finch Farm again today, and we're going to put some finishing touches on, as you can see. We're going to make the place look a little bit more like the scrapyard we're going for, and put a trash compactor type thing in place, sort of a contraption, so that we can break down any of the junk that Abraham Finch drags back. So, as always, if you like what you see, do hit that big red button. Let's get stuck in. So, before we get stuck in, I have a question. You can see the overpass up there, I have yet to touch, and the short reason for that being, I haven't actually got a clue what to do with it. The lower part's obviously a junkyard, but I'm not quite sure what's going to fit in or work up there. So, if you guys have any bright ideas, any suggestions, please do drop me a comment, let me know, because I'm fresh out at the moment. So, for the moment, we are focusing on, as I say, decoration and fleshing out the scrapyard look of the place. So this is going to be a control room sort of affair for our trash compactor. You can use the Contraptions DLC for that, which should be interesting since I've never actually used it before. So it's not that part of it anyway. So hopefully this will all go well. And for those of you who watched my Settlement 101 video, you'll see me practicing what I preach here. Certainly fit 2 filing cabinets on the one rug here. Makes it a lot easier to tuck into the confined space. These metal filing cabinets in particular are just such a pain in the neck to position directly that you basically have to rug glitch them no matter what you're doing. Otherwise they'll sit miles away from the wall. The back edge of them for some reason there's a massive collision box. You wouldn't get anywhere close to that if I just put them in straight anyway. So it's going to be fairly simple, just somewhere for them to come in, switch the thing on and set it up as and when they need to. So, spent an inordinate amount of time trying to remember where that table actually was. Say it's a bit ramshackle, just using what's available. It fits with the scrapyard theme. Not quite sure why I decided to put a sofa in here, but yeah, you know, why not? Should encourage the settlers to move around a bit and use the space a bit more, that should help. So we get a chair in there. Which chair did I use? I've kind of forgotten now. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, I forgot about the shelves. So yeah, very basic in here. Not going to overdo it, there's not really going to have much need to keep records or anything, it's just going to be a case of this is what it should look like, so there we go. So, I usually use that vault chair that we've just had a look at for desk chairs, or occasionally the red one like I used last week, but I thought we use this ugly wooden one there. So, having never used the contraptions, contraptions part of contraptions before, this was an interesting exercise to figure out. I was pleasantly surprised to find everything snaps together quite nicely. And it's reasonably forgiving, like most of the other stuff with the Contraptions DLC. It's quite easy to slide into place, so bit of group select put this in. Well, unfortunately, to stop it floating in the air, I had a slight issue with the fact it wouldn't snap once I got it in there, so let's build the whole thing out here. But it went reasonably well once I did that. And shoved it back out of the way. As you can see, I'm rapidly running out of room to group select anything now. So the walls are pressed right up against the build area, so I can't go outside of those. And as I fill this gap in here, it leaves me with very, very little room to manoeuvre. The last couple of bits and pieces were interesting, to say the least, to get them to group select without taking the whole settlement with it. There we go, grab this one, try not to clip it right through the capsule there, and just slot it into place. I think it's still floating ever so slightly, but there's a couple of relatively easy fixes for that. I wanted something that looked sturdy enough to support heavy machinery, hence the concrete floor piece. And when it wants to group select, which has been a pain about, we'll just grab it and move it in underneath the legs of the conveyor belt here. And there we go. And as for the legs on the hopper, you can already see what I'm going to do. More of the same. These cinder blocks are very handy for filling in little gaps like this. And as they're sunk into the earth, they should be sturdy enough as well. As long as the legs on the other side are sunk in far enough anyway. We'll go wandering off when they're switching on. There we go, one. And the other one. Nice and neat. So, we'll wire this thing up. I actually had to tweak the wiring a little bit on this later on. I will point that out in just a moment. So, a couple of conduits on the inside here, just so that the wires don't trail everywhere. Neat and tidy. And then we'll hop up onto the rig and use the wire glitch just to connect straight through to the one underneath. So select the wire whilst facing the conduit, and don't press the jump button because it's the same as the attach wire button. These large pylons I've not actually used in ages because I usually try and hide the wires, but I thought it suited the style of the build, fit well with the junkyard theme. I actually wind up swapping this out in a minute for a one with a switch on it so that the machines don't have to be on permanently. Which I did actually record, but it was less interesting than this, so I didn't show it. Unfortunately we've got the wire clipping through there, but there's some solution to that. So it very conveniently runs underneath the bar on the other side. And there we go, just wire that up. And that's where the slight wire clipping issue came through, because it's going straight through the middle of the hopper there. So just connected some conduits around the outside and around the wires around that way. So now Scrapyard would be complete without piles of cars. I've also got plenty on the walls, so we need a few around the inside of the place as well. So we'll just screw like that in, and then rug glitch concrete pillar with the top layer. Largely because this one didn't want to sit very closely. I don't know why those Minutemen are hanging around. Eventually just get sort of running at them to persuade them to glitch back out of the corner they were stuck in. So, just drop that on the large rug, and as you can see there, it wasn't quite in the centre of the rug, so it's going to be sticking out on one side. As I'm going to have to leave it there, I definitely don't want that. So, then onto the small rug, concrete pillar, leave it into place. So that we're ignoring the collision on both the large rug and the truck. I'm just using the collision on the small rug there. Nudge it up a little higher than I want it to be, because it will drop down when I pull that one out, and there we go. Neat as you like. These APCs are a complete pain in the neck to use, because they're just so damn huge, frankly. But I do like the look of them, and they're very distinct to Fallout, so I did want to try and fit one of these in somewhere. I finally got to use a tank on the walls, so that's tucked in over on the far side. But, select all, that goes in quite nicely. And the same principle with this tugboat cabin. I think it's a tugboat cabin. Yeah, boat piece anyway. Just tuck that over now. I haven't actually put anything inside it, but not yet anyway. So those of you who have been following No Respawns will have noticed he's used those little wooden stairs with a very handy technique to build improvised staircases with lately, which is quite cool. It sort of inspired me to do something a little bit different, but with a similar principle. So he used a stack of pallets, as you can see here, and select all, they're going nice and easy. I'm fairly sure settlers will be happy to path up those, but they've got other options if need be. So I'll just close down the gap around the back of the house, sort of between the train car here and the boat piece I've put in there, the boat cabin. So I just thought we'll stack a load of furniture up together, a nice little heap of it, and then just select all and move that into place just to create a nice little jump pile to block it off with. Still a little bit small here. As you can see, some things needed group selecting into place, some things just went in no problem. Shed a few bits and pieces onto the side, make it a little bulkier. You can just drop this one down a little bit so I've got different heights going on. And there we go. I've got to scrap that settlement turned off just at the moment, just why the bushes are getting in the way. So, an oldie but a goodie, water purifiers on land, I decided to go with the aesthetic rather than what would technically work here. So, whilst it is producing water, it's obviously not really all that usable. But it fits in with the junk pile better that way, so, you know, looks are clearly more important. No, they're clearly not, don't go down that road. So, conduit, and then wire glitch again, so the wire sinks through the ground, and there we go. As soon as we've started on the junk pile, I basically piled a load of random items from furniture and other objects and stuff from the Unlocked Objects Decorations tabs, and just dumped them down in the space over the other side, so I can grab them out one by one and move them into the junk pile any way I want. Some things just drop in, some things need group selecting, some you want to sink in. As long as they don't too obviously defy the laws of physics, you can basically do whatever the hell you like when you're doing this, which makes it kind of fun. It's a bit repetitive, but you just chuck anything in any old way you like. And that basically is the main part of the build. For today, anyway. So onto the tour. So there we are. I figure that crane is probably still working, as it's clearly how Abraham Finch moves stuff around. I don't know how he got it going, but we'll worry about that later. Anybody get the Easter egg there? Not very subtle, I know, but if you tell me where it's referencing, I'll be most impressed. See, very basic, but does the job. Slightly annoyed about the clipping at the end there. And just about to see that the conveyor belt's now running. So yeah, I used a few plywood boards and a pallet there just to give access to the hopper for anybody who might be coming up here on foot rather than using the crane. I was originally going to put scaffolding up next to it, but there just wasn't really room for it. And have access to the capsule down there anyway. And I'm very happy with how this is looking now. It's finally starting to live up to the mental picture I've had in my head for a few weeks. I wasn't all that confident about how this was going to turn out, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. That razor grain down there that I can't get rid of and nor can I repair is driving me absolutely nuts. Absolutely hate it. Developing an irrational hatred for razor grain now. Or perhaps not so irrational. That would be Cuddles, one of our robot guardians on the place. The one patrolling the front edge is called War Maiden. So a little junk pile in the daylight. And I've finally been able to move the small farm back inside the walls. I realise it's not getting a great deal of daylight there, but tucked out of the way. And that's basically the ground level. As I say, please do let me know if you've got any good ideas for what to do up top. I would very much appreciate it. So as always, you can find me on social media if you'd like to keep up to date with everything going on the channel. I'm on Twitter and Facebook /Darth Xion Games. And if you like what you see, do give those buttons a hit for me. It's always very much appreciated. And I shall be speaking to you soon. Thank you very much.